Hey folks, and welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past several years I've been coaching people for the police recruitment process. Good 3,500 people are now in the police as a result of my support, something I'm very pleased and proud of. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more about those services, please check out the links below, and also the link to my Facebook support group, which has now got over 6,600 members, all focused on police recruitment. So here we are in Croydon today. Welcome to the Jury's Inn in Croydon, where I've just finished a Metropolitan Police Day 1 workshop. So one of the things that we looked at, my goodness, there's a lot of scribble there, isn't there? So my writing is awful. It gets more awful as I get older. But one of the things we looked at was the written exercise, where I think what's going to happen is they're going to overload you with a lot of information. And that information is going to confuse you a little bit, because some key parts of that information are going to be in different documents. So you'll maybe get 4 or 5 documents which are pertinent to the letter of complaint that you've got to address. You need to demonstrate an understanding of the problem, which means that you've got to pull out the salient issues from that information bundle, that document bundle, and make sense of it. So one of the things that we looked at is a way of organising that on your rough notes before you actually start writing is a timeline. Now this is something which I've advocated for the written exercise for those of you who are doing search. I think it works particularly well. It's a model I utilised as a police inspector to debrief incidents, because when you've worked out what's happened in a chronological order, you start making sense of it better, and it's easier to write about it in report format. So one of the examples that we used is an exercise which is on my client-only group. So for those of you who are my clients, please do go to the Facebook client-only group and look in the files section, where you'll see a file there called Day 1 Written Exercise. And it's a letter of complaint off of Mrs. Rogers about a stop and search that was conducted in respect of her son. So in the timeline for this one, it starts off with an increase in crime, then a community meeting where people were talked about they're not happy with the police response, and there's a decrease in the perception of the police doing a good job. As a result of this, the inspector starts Operation Flood, which sees a more robust approach to stop and search. Her son is then stopped and searched. The stop and search itself may well have been lawful, but how the officer went about it was a clear breach of the code of ethics. But we are seeing a reduction in crime, and some feedback from the community is that what we're doing is very positive. So that helps make sense of that big document bundle, because in the understanding phase of your letter of response, we need to do a bullet point sort of response there to outline that we understand the history behind the issues that led to the stop and search. So if you're one of my clients, if you'd like to know a little bit more about what the rest of this blurb is, I'll share it with you in the next video that's going to come after this one. So in the client-only group, it'll be this video followed by a second one which will go into the detail around this. But it's one of my clients who just 5 minutes ago said, could you do a little bit of a video on the timeline that we talked about, because I'm not sure whether I quite got it all. The reason why I didn't get it all was because it was about 5:45. And it was the end of the day, and my goodness, they've taken on a lot today. We've covered a lot. We've covered role plays, written exercises, the virtual reality exercise, and the interview. So we covered a lot of ground. So if he wasn't quite working out what we're talking about there at 5:45, I get that. So hopefully he'll have worked it out now. Hopefully it will have jogged his memory, and he'll be quite happy with this video. So I'll leave you with that, folks. It's goodbye from Croydon. I'll see you and speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.